All right, well, welcome guys to the Science of Business channel, where we use the theory of constraints and throughput accounting to increase your bottom line. So if you want to make more money, you're at the right place. This is also the home of the velocity pricing system, which you can find at www.velocitypricingsystem.com. Now in this video, you're going to learn about negotiating with yourself and how cost accounting is driving all the doubts and discomfort you have in pricing. I'm Bo Gaines, the throughput accounting guru, and I have with me Brad Stallon, the inventor of the velocity pricing system. So make sure you watch through to the end of the video so that you can win the next time you are negotiating with yourself. So this is job shop pricing, profit killing mistake number 2, negotiating with yourself. So here's our setup. It's late in the evening, you're still at the office, you've been poring over plans, you're on that 25th cup of coffee, you've lost track of time, you're not even going to go home tonight probably. And after all this work and effort, you still don't know what to charge for this job. What are you going to write on the quote and submit? It's due tonight. I mean, there's only 3 more hours till 12 o'clock. What are you going to quote? And as you're sitting in your office, these voices in your head begin talking to you. And here he comes, the pricing demon himself. There he is. And what does he have to say to you? Your costs, you know they're way too high. Your customers, they're never going to pay these prices. And don't forget, the last job that you did for this customer, you were late. You can't charge more now. How can you raise prices when you're not even on time? They're not going to pay that. And if you charge too much, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to win the job. So this is playing in your mind, but this isn't all that's in your mind. There's also a second opinion out there.
Not so fast. If you don't charge enough, you won't be profitable. Plus, who else can give them such short lead time for this difficult of a part? And yes, you were late, but who cares? They changed their mind 3 times. It's not your fault.
Yes, it is. So what is the right price? Well, it's my way.
No, it's my way.
Well, what is that right price? And if you are an owner of a shop, or if you're involved in estimating and quoting, you've probably had this very same discussion. Maybe not with these two guys, but you probably had a very similar discussion in your own mind. Well, we're going to talk about that and how to overcome negotiating with yourself. But first, a message from our sponsor. Hey, have you liked and subscribed yet? No worries if you haven't. I'll help you with your next quote. So if you haven't, like and subscribe, we'd appreciate it. All right, moving on. So mistake number 2 is negotiating with yourself. You second guess yourself on each and every assumption in your pricing. You second guess your final price. And goodness knows, if there's a group, there's even more dissension and just more debate about the price. And Brad, it's true of many of our shops and clients as a starting point. Pricing is subjective. It's based on how folks feel about the situation. There's nothing solid and or factual about it. And then even worse, everyone is giving you their personal perspective from their role. And that's not necessarily the perspective of what's best for the business and for you as the business owner. And then finally, you spend a ton of time just to develop an estimate that you don't even believe yourself. Brad, we see this all the time with clients, especially at the starting of working with a new client. I would almost say this is the common mode of operation in the world.
Absolutely. Yep. Common starting point.
And, this was true of me when I was a controller. I would do this massive 3-day, cost accounting analysis. I'd come in, my hair's crazy. I hadn't shaved in 2 days. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I've got the number. And I'd say my price, and then the sales guy would go, they'll never buy at that price. We've got to charge this. And then the operations manager would come back and go, we can't charge that. We'll never make money. We don't even have enough time to get the material on the laser. What are you talking about? And so our CEO was at the head of the conference table. He's listening to the finance guy say one price, the sales team say another price, and the ops manager say another price. And then he would ask our estimator what he thought, and our estimator would just throw his hands up in the air, slam his glasses on the table, and walk out. And then grumble, I don't even know what the hell, I've done 14 quotes. I don't even know what you want. You tell me what you want to charge. It doesn't even matter. Just tell me the number and I'll make it happen on the paper. That's what you really want. And, if you were looking at it, it's kind of comical, kind of looking back. How can you have, 4 to 5 managers that really understand their business in the same room, having such a, I would say a very passionate, strong debate about what to charge? We're all in the same building. We're all on the same team, yet we have completely different perspectives. So, that's the common starting point. So what are we going to do about it? How can you stop this process of negotiating with yourself? Well, first and foremost, Brad and I would tell you, you've got to have confidence and clarity about your pricing. You got to know what to do with pricing. And you've also got to have a simple way to develop your prices. What would happen when we were around that conference table? Well, did you put depreciation in? Well, we already covered costs this month. Let's take out depreciation, but let's not also, the forklifts that we're renting, let's back that out too, because this job won't use forklifts. You've already covered that cost. Every assumption in the model, because cost accounting is so complex, got challenged, questioned, and we had to argue about it and debate it, and then arrive at, what I call polite acquiescence. Everybody spews their bad opinion according to everybody else, and y'all just stare at each other and go, let's forget it. Let's move on to the next topic and fight about it. And you need to know what's important to pricing, obviously, but you also need to know what's not important. And this, Brad, I think this is a really kind of counterintuitive one. People are so wrapped up going to 4 decimal points on the cost of material, and they completely miss the big picture with pricing. And so I think if you know what to focus on and know what's just noise, that can save you so much time and give you so much more clarity in doing pricing. You need to know how to understand the competitive landscape and what option your customer really has. And this is a big one, Brad. What would you say most shops have as their basis for competitive understanding?
None.
Yeah, that's true. My experience was we were just so focused on browbeating ourselves with the bad cost accounting assumptions that we never could get past that to, discuss the competition, the market, or any other factor that should be included in pricing.
But if you can come to understand the competitive landscape, there's so much insight there. But yeah, that's more of an advanced topic.
Yeah. So now what we've laid out here, these are the characteristics of a pricing system, not a costing system. And guys, as a CPA and a CMA and some other things, I've done the brain damage for you, let's say. I've studied cost accounting more than any other human should ever do so. And the reality is this: cost accounting was not developed to do pricing. That is not why cost accounting was developed. And so you're using the wrong tool in your pricing system. You're taking costing and wedging that square peg into the round hole, and it's not working. That's why we had these debates when I was a controller. This is why you are negotiating with yourself, and you sit there and you're hemming and hawing over it, and it's too high, I won't win, too low, I won't make money, and there's never a good feeling about it. If you send it out and you don't win, dadgummit, our costs are too high, we got to trim costs, but there's nothing to cut. Or if you win, it's still not a good thing, because you go, oh man, I bet I missed something big. Golly, we just got a loser now.
So, Bo, does a costing system yield one cost and therefore one preferred price?
Well, within a costing system, yeah, it'll give you one cost, but not a price. That's a different thing. But the problem, though, Brad, is that there is not one agreed upon costing system. There are costing systems, and every one of them gives you a different answer. And there is no clarity. I mean, I can tell you what the textbooks say. There's no rule about if you're this kind of business, do this. What it says is, oh, the use of professional judgment is required here, like you're sipping some fine wine and trying to apply mathematics to a business. That is not true at all. What is true is that businesses are engaged to make more money now as well as in the future. And we need a system that aligns to that goal and provides us clarity about it. And Brad, I would tell you that's what you developed when you invented the velocity pricing system. It is the pricing system designed to help business owners and businesses make more money now as well as in the future. So guys, this is how you stop negotiating with yourself. What I would encourage you to do, if you haven't already, go check us out at www.velocitypricingsystem.com, where you can learn more about the pricing system as well as us. And really, what we care about is helping you make more money. And so you'll find the answer to how we help you make more money there at www.velocitypricingsystem.com. So if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe to this video, and we appreciate your time, and we'll see you for pricing mistake number 3 next time.